Hi.
Hi.
Welcome. Hi. Welcome to our second video recording.
Yeah, our third recording of this.
Yeah, but the second one that we're posting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. We've tried to film this exact one 3 times.
Yeah.
But Martini Mondays with Chrissy.
Hi.
And are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You're invited to watch us talk about invitations.
Oh,
You like that?
I do. Uh-huh.
No RSVP required.
You hear that, Nicholas Shakers?
Do I just not like RSVPs?
No,
Oh.
I'm just saying. He's
Throw
our
his name in.
he's our one avid fan.
Listener.
And
Yeah.
listener, yes.
Cheers. We're drinking Cosmos.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's good. I haven't had a Cosmo. I don't actually really even know what to compare it to because I haven't had a Cosmopolitan forever.
I haven't had a Cosmopolitan since I started watching Sex and the City and started drinking Cosmos, and then I switched to French martinis, and that's like 17 years ago, 18 years ago.
Oh, R.I.P. Sex and the City. You didn't watch it, but I started to watch their the reboot, and I actually really liked it.
I watched all the years. Then I stopped.
No, but you didn't watch the reboot.
No.
But they canceled it.
Yeah, I heard it was crappy anyway, so.
I
They should have just let it be. It was great for the time that it lasted.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the fashion. That was my main
Me too.
thing.
And I love her. I always have.
I love her.
Mhm.
I love her.
Remember
She's
when we were at the Golden Globes
Yes.
and you stepped on her dress?
Almost. I didn't actually step
Oh, I
on
thought
it.
you did.
No, I almost stepped on it. And then we saw in People magazine the week after that it was a $20,000
Yeah.
Oscar de la Renta or like something fabulous.
And
I gotta
she
look
was
it up.
so gracious.
Yeah, it's
We
okay.
were like, I'm so sorry.
She's like, it's okay, it's okay. Oh my god.
So sweet.
Anyways, but we're drinking our fave On the Rocks brand.
Yes.
And we really like it, and we love On the Rocks. So send us free stuff.
Yeah, the only thing that I did to this is, if you can see from the bottle, it's very nude. It's very beige.
Nude. Oh,
You know,
yeah.
the liquid.
Yeah, I guess it's not clear. It's foggy.
And Cosmo should be red, and that's because of the cranberry juice. So I did a little bit of cranberry juice to make it red. They could have used white cranberries, and that's why it's like
maybe they
that.
did. Yeah.
But the taste is really good. My favorite still is the espresso martini, which we'll do another time, and the old fashioned, which we'll just have to
We could switch
switch it up and do an old fashioned, because it's really it's amazing. It really is amazing. This brand, this company is really great.
Yeah, no, they're good, and it's hard. I mean, I never realized how hard it is. Not hard, but how many steps to making a martini.
Yes.
So until I've been doing this, and I'm like, I don't know that I want to sit and make another martini. So it's nice to just be able to pour and sip.
Yes, I agree.
All right, moving on. We kind of stepped away from talking about the planning process of a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little distracted in a good way with George and Morgan's wedding, which was great, talking about that. Then we had some feedback and requests of what to talk about. And if you have any when you're listening, please send us a message. We're more than happy to talk about requests. So we did that, and we're getting back into the planning process. Mm-hmm. So we started with budget, which really is a thread throughout the entire process, clearly. We spoke about making your guest list, your venue booking, which goes hand in hand with wherever your ceremony is. If it's at the venue that you're having your reception at, if it's at a church, if it's at a completely different destination, I don't know, but that all goes into one. And then your music, DJ versus band.
Correct.
And now we're throwing in invitations, which you say you should start ordering invitations about how many, like looking to order about how many months out.
So years ago, it was like 6 months tops, because you sent your invitations a month before the event.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody's sending them 3 months before, which is completely asinine. That's why nobody RSVPs because they put it down and then they
I
forget.
always forget to RSVP.
I do too, and it's terrible.
It's
that I
bad.
do.
Me too.
But
Especially with the industry that we're in,
yes,
and we don't respect it.
it's so rude. Anyways, I would say about 8 or 9 months out. Some people want to do it before, but I just don't think it's necessary. Don't send your invitations out 3 months before.
Maybe if it's a destination wedding, like out of town.
That's different, because if it is a destination wedding, you've already sent a save the date. That's number one.
So let me ask you then, what do you think about save the dates?
I like save the dates, particularly for destination weddings. It gives people an opportunity to plan ahead. You could send them a year ahead of time. I think that's really too early, but I would send them out like 9 to 10 months before, 8 months, to save the date.
Yeah.
That being said, I didn't send them to George for George's wedding. I just sent them to a few people, to the people that I knew were coming. I didn't have that many invited anyways, but I didn't want them to spend money on that. And I knew people weren't coming, so I figured I'll just send to a few. But they had the cutest save the dates. It was shaped
they did.
like the state of Texas with the star where Dallas was, and it said, save the date.
Yeah.
Dallas, July 26th, 2025. I mean, they were super cute. But I don't think you need them for weddings in general. I just don't. It's just another way to spend money. Take pictures.
Well, I think it's
don't know.
a reason for, and I hope I'm not offending anybody, but I think it's just a reason for them to send out couples another picture of themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
They spend money or they get a free session along with their photographer,
Right.
for a engagement photo.
Mm-hmm.
So then they do that, so they can put the picture out, and then you get this picture of them.
It's the world that we live in. Back in the day when I was a kid, you didn't have Grandparents' Day and all this other kind of crap. You had Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, New Year's, Easter. Those were your holidays. Hanukkah. Those were your holidays.
Yeah.
Now it's every time you turn around, it's another holiday, because whoever they are, they're making you compete with everybody else, and you're, all of a sudden you have to do this for a wedding, you have to do that. Oh my God! And the party planners are like, oh, you have to do this. Baloney. Save your money and put it towards your invitations that are the most important. That they're what makes you. They set the tone for a wedding. That's what should be beautiful. Don't worry about save the dates. Like I said, for a destination wedding, sure, I would send them.
Yeah, because if it's even out of the country, of course, you want to send them so people can decide if they're going.
Yes.
If they're going to make a family vacation out of it, depending on who you're inviting and
well,
all
like
that
Nikki
kind of
now, Procos, she's getting married next year in June. Andrea should probably send save the dates to those because it's going to be in Greece.
Andrea listens to us.
She does. Andrea, you better get going. You better get going on it.
Maybe they don't want people to go.
Yeah,
they only told whoever
they want it. Well, if you're planning on it, you have to get going on it just to give people a heads up.
Like, I already have it marked down,
And my daughter-in-law has some connections with invitations, so talk to me before you do anything.
Morgan did really beautiful invitations, and we could touch on that with this too, because getting back to invitations, so for people that don't know, my mom sold invitations. When did you start? Was I even born?
Oh no, I was newly married. I was 23 years old.
Over 40 years ago.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So every company had this massive book.
Yep.
And each page was a different invitation, and on the page it had the invitation, it had the envelope, it had the response card, it had the reception card, and you would pick like how whatever of everything that you liked. You could pick different papers depending on how expensive or not they offer different papers. If it was a cheaper one,
thickness, script, the font,
right,
everything, the color of your
it was very custom.
It was very custom. The color of your script, everything was. And I always told my brides too, It's like buying an outfit. What they're selling you is what they think their product looks the best in.
Well, it's like wedding dresses. They're going to design their dress. If it's a lace dress and it has a nude underlining, it has a nude underlining in the sample for a reason.
Right.
Because if you put an ivory underlining under it, you're going to lose the beautiful detail of the lace.
Right.
So it's the same thing. Whoever's creating that sample of whatever it is, they do it in the way that it shows the best.
Right. Right.
I think same online. If you're having a hard time now ordering online and you're not sure, and I know you can get samples sent to you, but
yes, and you should.
Just always think that whoever created that invitation did it in the way it looks, the best it's gonna look.
Correct.
Does that make
Correct.
sense?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But and that goes back to now that girls are getting invitations on Zazzle, for example. They're very reasonably priced. Just upgrade your paper. It really irritates me when I get like a shitty thin paper.
Yeah.
It really irritates me.
Yeah.
Just upgrade it a little bit. Make it a little bit thicker. Ask for a sample, and you don't even have to pay anymore what you did before for a response envelope, a response card, a reception card. These kids today are putting the codes on their invitations.
The QR codes,
the
right.
QR codes, and all your information is here. They have to do
kids.
one thing, whatever this generation is. Gen Z, millennials, I have no idea who's who anymore. And we were called names. It was stupid.
Well, it's not, I don't know if it's that, sure you were. Baby boomers? What do you think? That
I
just
didn't
came
even
up?
know about baby boomers until like 5 years ago. I had never heard of that in my life.
BS. 5 years ago?
Yes, I never knew what a baby boomer was. I didn't know that. I didn't know maybe it was 10 years ago. We weren't called things. What were you, war babies and this? I have no idea. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
War babies.
I don't think.
Children of the Great Depression, they're things. That's why people that grew up in the Great Depression are hoarders. Like, there's reasons.
Well, these past 20, 30 years have gotten completely out of hand.
Okay, listen, it's not necessarily the generation, because people are getting married at any time. It's the internet, it's the industry,
yes.
It's what they're putting out there that, okay, now you could do a QR code because you're paying the Knot or Zola or whoever to have a
Your
wedding
registry.
website for a year with your registry and all of that. So you're already paying them. So they're giving you a QR code. So it's society in general.
I didn't realize you had to pay for that.
I think you do. I'm pretty sure it's not free. I didn't do it, so maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Someone
I didn't
tell me.
realize that.
I mean, I can't imagine it's free.
I have to tell you.
Unless they're getting paid by advertisements, so
Yeah.
it is free. But I would think you get if you want it for free. I'm assuming and maybe this is something we should research and talk about. Maybe Lexi's doing it. She could talk to us about it. Morgan did it. We could ask her. Anyways, maybe if you want, just like any app, if you want something to create for free, it's very minimal. If you want to add more pages to it, you want to add more design, all that, that's where you upgrade. Probably. I don't know though, actually.
No, we
I have
should
no idea.
research that and find out.
Yeah. But yes, you don't have to pay as much with most of the paper because there are QR codes. So you're saying send a beautiful invitation the paper has weight to it. It makes sense because that's your first impression to your wedding.
Exactly. Just send a beautiful invitation. And it could be color. It could be color. It doesn't have to be white and gold anymore. It could be. I sent some beautiful invitations to Lexi that I found on Pinterest, and I said, "What about this color scheme? It goes with whatever she wants to do."
Right.
And it's not white and gold or white and silver, but they're lovely, lovely formal invitations. If you want a formal invitation, even if you want a casual invitation, don't send crap. It's insulting to the people that get them. And I've said that before. I said to somebody, I got insulted by the invitation. They said, insulted? I said, yeah, I was insulted. It was a shitty invitation. Don't bother.
You get very insulted by, like, paper things.
I do.
Handwriting.
I was just going to say, I get insulted by that.
If you have bad handwriting, don't address your invitations by yourself because she will be very insulted.
Don't.
She likes to tell me over and over again that one of the biggest things she's saddened by me is that I have bad handwriting.
She has terrible handwriting. I was a fancy script calligrapher. If you cannot afford a calligrapher, I don't even know what they charge these days. I was charging $1 per envelope and $2 for gold and $1 for black and basic colors. Back 40 years ago, back 20 years ago, I was still doing it. Do it online. Just do it on your computer. Heck, if you can't afford a calligrapher, don't write it by yourself unless you have a beautiful hand. Otherwise, there's so many avenues you can have. Just send a lovely invitation with beautiful stamps that match.
And I think there's ways to elevate an invitation now without spending all this money. Like they
I
have
agree.
those
I agree.
the wax stamps, but they are actually stickers that you can get. There's so many different little accessories you could do to really make it something special.
The only thing about those stamps, it's not wax anymore. They are stickers. They tend to come off a lot of times, so you have to be careful about that.
Be careful about
So
that. But I do like
if
the way
you
it
do
looks.
like that, I do too. I love the way. I would love a real one.
I mean, you could do it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I think that's to seal it. It's beautiful, but I don't know. That might fall apart too in the mail. Who knows? And then with mail today, you don't even know if anybody's getting anything.
That's true.
Really, it's true. You just don't know anymore. So
I know. Poor Theavasha's still waiting for my wedding invitation.
I know. I was just gonna say, my 92-year-old aunt wouldn't know what to do with a QR code.
No, it's true.
That's
but, know,
that's what.
But you hope that she calls a grandson
right.
or a daughter, whatever.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
Yeah. Though unfortunately, those guests are very few and far in between.
Yes.
Now, so
yes.
you don't. They're not a priority, and
right.
you hope that they can figure it out, or you call those few 92-year-olds and ask if they're coming.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Exactly. And what are you having? Chicken or fish?
Whatever.
Right. Okay, I have to touch on this because I know it's a thing with you. Wording on an invitation. Tell us the do's and don'ts.
So there are many ways to do it. If it's a formal invitation, it's Mr. and Mrs. Dean Gallinopoulos in our case. Mr. and Mrs. Dean George Gallinopoulos request the honor of your presence at the marriage of their daughter Alexandra Christine to Mr. Jason Stephen, is it Stephen? No, Foster Euler. Jason Foster
Euler.
You
don't even know his name.
I do. I always get confused. His dad's Stephen J. Anyways, that's how you word a very formal invitation. It's honor. 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 You can do Christine and Dean Gallinopoulos invite you to attend. You don't have to do Mr. and Mrs. But don't. I've been getting invitations like this, and I don't know who told these people to do it. They all had party planners, so it's probably the dummy party planners that now are addressing invitations. Mr. Dean and Mrs. Christine Gallinopoulos. That is so wrong. It's just wrong. It's not correct. It's Mr. and Mrs. Dean Gallinopoulos. Now, I don't know. We had this discussion the other day. I don't know if it's because there are more gay marriages today than there used to be, and they might do Mrs. Christine, Mrs. Janice, whatever. Who knows? I don't know why if they're doing it that way. I have no idea if that's why. But to do it to a heterosexual, I can't even talk anymore. I think I drank too much of this.
You drank that fast.
Heterosexual couple, and to put Mr. Dean and Mrs. Christine, it's ridiculous. I got a very, very expensive, beautiful invitation, and they wrote that on the front by a calligrapher. Beautiful on the envelope, and I was like, "What is this?" And it's the second one that I got in a year, so it's a thing.
It's a thing. With addressing
Miss Manners is like dying now. She doesn't know,
who's Miss Manners.
The ones that tell you back in the day. You would question. You would say to them, how do you do this? How do you do that? And they would tell you. She was called Miss Manners. She had a little
article.
No, she was in the newspaper every week, and people would say, my husband's cheating on me. What do I do?
Yeah.
I think your daughter's waking up.
If I had more storage on my own phone, we would have gotten this done a lot quicker, but I am getting a new phone, so stay tuned. You can come here, boo-boo. Over here. Hi. Well, we won't keep you guys much longer, but I do have something to say. My biggest pet peeve with invitations is obviously one stamp isn't going to cut it because there's just more weight to the invitations. Please match your stamps. I hate when there's 3 or 4 stamps because of the type of invitation and none of them match. One, is a tulip, one's a heart, one's, Harriet Tubman. I don't know. I can't. So it's a beautiful formal invitation. Buy the same stamp.
Yeah. I mean, that's very doable.
It is.
Some people don't care, and it bothers us.
It bothers me.
Yeah. Here's another thing I don't want to forget. When you figure out how many people are coming, and you know how many invitations you actually need, order an extra 25. And I'm saying 25 because that's how they come, 25, 50. But for sure, order 25 extra envelopes because you're going to need them. Mistakes are made all the time, specifically if you have a calligrapher. So make sure you do that.
I want to say one last thing, and then we could always revisit invitations. If you have questions, please put them down in the comments, and we can always have an episode or a chat where we go through questions and just, answer whether it was from a music chat or a venue chat or whatever. But what I think was so helpful, and I always look to notice it, if you are doing a separate response card, you had numbered, like if number 1, if was Mr. and Mrs. Dean Gallinopoulos, they were number 1 on the back of their response card that was being sent to them. I mean, it is more of a pain in the ass, and this is where QR codes do come in handy. But on the back of the response card that is going into the envelope that is being sent to Mr. and Mrs. Dean Gallinopoulos, put a 1 on the bottom corner, right or left, whatever, of that card, because you cannot believe how many people send back response cards without putting their name on it.
Absolutely. So then you look, you see who's number 1, and then you see and you know that that's who it is. So you do every single one. You go through it. You go to 100, however many. And then and as you're doing them, you put the number. Yeah, that's a good thing to remember. But again, this generation really isn't doing them, so
it doesn't really matter. But if you want to go back, a lot of things are going a little old school again. I don't know about QR codes, but there is a lot that's history repeats itself, right?
And what about like your invitations? What did you do? The type of lettering, the type of stamping.
The letterpress. I love letterpress.
Yeah,
I think
really
letterpress
lovely.
You could do it as expensive as you want because of the amount of layers that you have, or you could do it inexpensively because it's only 1 or 2 layers, but it still shows really beautifully.
And that's what Morgan did. She just did her invitation in letterpress in a thicker paper, and then she did the other cards, whatever she had, in the regular paper, and then just regular printing. So you could do that to save the money, but the invitation, had more weight to it.
Right, which is really beautiful. Well, I hoped if you're on your next step in the wedding planning and it's invitations, we think we're going to talk about decor next. So if you have any questions beforehand that you want us to answer, again, send messages, comment, all that good stuff, and we'll get to it. All right. Thanks for watching.
Have
I
a
could say
great
that
day.
now, watching. And we'll see you guys soon. You say bye? Bye.
Bye.